7 months ago, OpenAI claimed their latest model had solved a math problem that no human ever could. It turned out to be a public embarrassment. The community spotted the errors quickly, and the breakthrough was dismissed as a hallucination. But OpenAI didn't retreat. 7 months later, they published a verified, significant proof. They chose to drop the paper on the exact same day as Google's developer conference. This time, the math community wasn't laughing. They were signing off on the results. The discovery solved a problem in discrete geometry first proposed in 1946 by Paul Erdős. It's a simple-sounding puzzle that has frustrated mathematicians for nearly 80 years. The shock of this discovery isn't that the AI performed some alien calculation. It's what the solution says about the limits of how humans organize knowledge. This is the planar unit distance problem. Imagine you have 9 dots. Your goal is to arrange them so as many as possible are exactly 1 unit apart. A straight line gives you 8 connections, but a 3x3 grid gives you 12. Erdős and decades of researchers believed this grid layout was the absolute peak. They conjectured that at an infinite scale, this city block pattern would always be the most efficient way to pack those unit distance connections. The OpenAI model disproved that. It found an infinite family of alternative layouts that produce more connections than the grid. It wasn't a small improvement. It was a clear mathematical defeat of a long-held assumption. One Harvard mathematician who verified the proof made a startling observation. She noted that if you had gathered a group of human experts a month ago and given them the same amount of time they spent reading the AI solution, they likely could have found this counterexample themselves. We already had the tools. We had the researchers. So why did this problem sit unsolved for 3/4 of a century? The problem lies in how we specialize. Because this was a geometry problem, human researchers used geometric intuition. They spent 80 years trying to rearrange dots on a flat plane, searching for better shapes and distances. Meanwhile, the field of algebraic number theory focuses on something entirely different: abstract, multidimensional number systems that have no obvious connection to physical layouts. You can see how this works with imaginary numbers. By adding an imaginary part to a normal number, algebraists can map coordinates onto a complex plane, extending basic numbering systems into higher dimensions. The algebraists had the tools to handle these complex coordinates, but they weren't looking at geometry puzzles. They were 2 different groups of people, in 2 different departments, speaking 2 different mathematical languages. This OpenAI model succeeded because it isn't a specialized math engine, it's a general reasoning system. It doesn't know that it's supposed to stay within the lines of a specific university department. It looked at the geometry problem and the algebraic tools at the same time. It saw a connection that humans missed because we were too busy being experts in our own narrow fields. To solve the puzzle, the AI took a complex, multidimensional structure from algebraic number theory and applied it to the 2D geometry problem. Think of it like shadow art. This abstract 3D sculpture looks like a jumbled mess of wires but doesn't represent anything recognizable to the human eye. But when you shine a light on it, the shadow cast on the wall is a perfectly organized image. The complexity of the 3D structure is required to create that specific, simple result on the 2D surface. As this diagram shows, the AI projected high-dimensional numbers down into a flat 2D shadow. In that shadow, the dots aligned with a density that the old grid-like layouts could never achieve. The model didn't invent a new branch of mathematics. It simply built a bridge between 2 existing ones that were previously invisible to us. Earlier AI models could win math competitions by calculating faster than humans or memorizing specific formulas. But those were narrow models designed for one task. Human researchers face a different problem. To be a world-class expert today, you have to drill incredibly deep into a single isolated niche. You become a specialist by ignoring almost everything else. This creates a landscape where the experts in biology, physics, and computer science rarely talk to one another. There are likely thousands of discoveries hidden in the gaps between these fields, waiting for someone to notice they are related. The isolation of our expertise is why these problems remain unsolved. We have the data, but we lack the perspective to see how it fits together. This doesn't mean AI is replacing the human expert. We still need people to do the deep, foundational work within each discipline, but AI is becoming the great synthesizer. It can look across every field of study simultaneously, identifying the connections that a human specialist would never have the time to find. Its real value isn't in creating something from nothing. It's in connecting the fragments of knowledge we've already gathered, showing us the solutions that have been right in front of us the whole time.